Today I wanted to talk about the narcissist and the red flags of our intuition, because I didn't listen to mine, and I just want to hopefully help some of you not do the same. So I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the history of how this relationship with this narcissist panned out. As I told you before, he got in, I knew him 16 years ago, he got in through the history of loyalty for me, and through some other childhood issues which I plan on addressing. But nonetheless, he lives 3 hours from here. And so it was a long distance relationship, but nonetheless, it was very potent. When he first introduced himself, he got in, and I was excited to hear from him. Hadn't heard from him for a while. And he came down. First thing that happened, though, was he sent me a video. We sent each other a video. And I sent him my video, and he sent me one back. And I expected him to be aged. But in this video, he looked oddly shrunken, which is very relevant, because in the end, he did not look this way. He looked like he was a skeleton he didn't look sick, but he looked like a skeleton with skin over it with a little bit of blood in it, which he did not look like in the end, and you can imagine why if you know what narcissists do. So he came down. He was a perfect gentleman the first time he came down. It was great. And it was apparent to me that the end game of this person, of this narc, was sex, which I was into. You know, all he had to do was ask. I didn't have to be played and tricked, but I was played and tricked. I think that gives them the thrill. But anyway, intuitively, when I first saw him, my intuition bells went off. The red flags weren't even, I mean, it was bells, like clanging in my head. And I could, like, as an empath, I could see in this person a giant black hole. A giant black hole, which I was kind of confused by, which actually intrigued me. Because, you know, we like darkness as empaths. We like to solve problems as truth tellers, as curious intellectual beings. We like to solve problems. But I could not figure out why I saw a black hole, and why my intuition was, of course, saying, stay away, danger, danger. I didn't pay attention. So we text, Satan text contact, video back and forth. He came, and of course we had sex the first time, of course. The second time he came down, he was studying me, which I could see him peripherally when we went out to dinner. He was like, you know, he was like faking interest, but it was more like you were sitting in a college class, like looking at a professor. And I remember thinking that was odd, and again, red flags went off. There's something wrong here with this person. The other thing he did was mirror me. I don't mean just, you know, like mirror my manner. I mean, he actually verbally utilized phrases that I said he integrated them into his own vocabulary of speech. And another red flag. I mean, the red flags were just, and the intuition was screaming. But at this point, my intuition was I had pushed it down so much, it was getting quieter and quieter and quieter. Almost like it was saying, okay, you want to play the game? You want to see what's behind the curtain? You want to go to the circus show? Take the ticket and go. I'll be here waiting when you get back, if you make it back. So I went ahead with the second thing, and again, sex on the second visit, and then we're communicating. And this is when he started love bombing through text, which is usually, as I hear, what they do. Love bomb, love bomb, love bomb. And I fell for it a little bit, but again, my intuition the flags went up a little bit, kind of at half-mast at this point, because I'm a little bit lulled to sleep, as they say at this point. I'm a little bit lulled to sleep, cradled to sleep, to pay less and less attention to my intuition and to what's going on. So I just ate that love bomb up, man. I just ate it up, everything I wanted. And again, as we know, you fall in love with yourself, you know. So the love bombing worked. Fell in love with the motherfucker. And so now I'm hooked like a fish. Got that full hook in my mouth. There ain't no way that's coming out without pliers and a lot of time. After this, he came down again, And he did what I like to call devaluation light. Deval light. Where it wasn't just breadcrumb intermittent, it was actually still gentleman with some deval thrown in. Gentleman with some deval thrown in. Because I'm figuring he's reading me, and he's reading if I get full deval, then I'm dumb, but I'm not that stupid. And again, red flags going off. Now they're at quarter mast because my intuition, I pushed it down so much at this point. I don't even see the black hole anymore. I do feel creepy around him. Hairs on the back of my neck standing up. As an empath, I can feel his rage. I can feel the rage, even if he's not speaking it, doing his silent treatments. And I can feel the emptiness, the echo inside him. I couldn't quite put it together, but after this visit, that second visit of deval light, I started catching on. And that's when I started doing my research. What the fuck is this? And that's when I figured out he's a narcissist. So I played along with the information I had and was able to put some armor on to protect myself during the rest of the relationship. Although you can't really protect your heart. There's really no armor for the heart. If you're in love with someone, you can try. You can try to override it with logical thinking. You can try to strap some copper and tin and aluminum armor on there. But once that, and they know that, once you're hooked, man, that hook ain't coming out. I'm still working on I'm working on the scar of getting the scar of the hook out now. And it's 6 months. I'm sitting at 6 months from the first day the motherfucker showed up at my doorstep. So then the third time he came down, this is the interesting part. I didn't have any intuition anymore because now I know what's going on. I'm fully gray rocking him. I've got as much armor on as I can possibly have around him, which he probably picked up on. And I'm playing the game. Empaths can act too, man. With our shithole childhoods, we learned how to put on masks. We just didn't lose our empathy. Again, I'm going to do more videos on empaths and narcissists and some of the things they share historically. So stay tuned. Anyway, on this last visit, he did a full deval, man. He treated me like shit, and I kept I didn't fucking say anything. I didn't say anything because I wanted more information. I just wanted information at this point. I'm also a fiction writer, so I was trying to get information from this fuck. So I didn't say shit. I gray rocked. I tried the best I could to stop his hailstorm of incoming. And I did withstand a lot of it, but not all of it. He fucking treated me like shit, and I got hurt like shit. Not just the love, but the devaluation. Full-blown, big-time devaluation. And then he flicked the discard, the automatic discard. The important thing to notice is by this point, compared to the original video I saw of him where he looked shrunken, by this point, 4 months later, he looked like he had gained, no shit, 30 pounds, and he was 2 inches taller. No shit. I myself felt like I'd lost 15 pounds. I'm pretty skinny anyway, but not physically, out of my spirit and my soul and my heart. Like it felt sick and it felt missing. I don't know how he did this. This is why I'm fascinated. I don't know how these narcs do this. And do not fool around with it. Because it's not something to fool around with. Believe me, I'm paying for it. I learned my lesson. Anyway, 2 inches taller, 30 pounds heavier. No shit. I've eliminated all his pictures now. But I do wish I had kept a frame of that original video where he looked like he weighed 90 pounds, maybe 85 pounds. And his head was real big, his body was small. And then that end picture where he looked like he gained 30, 40 pounds and his head was normal size and he was taller. He leached off of me my energy. Whatever energy that is, I don't know. It couldn't have just been my perception because it was recorded in photography, which I don't have now. I should have kept. But Anyway, after this deval, he wanted to be friends, which of course you know the story from there. I know I NC'd him, I know contacted him, and then later on would go to exact revenge after I suffered a lot of anguish and the trauma bond. I mean, that's what he was doing, this push-pull thing. You all know how trauma bonds are made. You know, they're made by the push-pull. You know, the Stockholm Syndrome, you know, we end up falling in love with our masters, our captors, you know. Anyway, the point is, I did not listen to my intuition. That black hole I saw in regards to his soul, or whatever you want to describe it as, that vision was absolutely on target. And the red flags that came along, planted on the planet of my brain and heart and soul, that kept shrinking and getting cut down and shorter, I didn't pay it to. Eventually they just disappeared into the soil. I didn't pay attention to, and I paid dearly for it. Bottom line lesson, I will forever now listen to my intuition. I don't care if I think it's crazy. I don't care if people around me think it's crazy. Whatever my intuition says to do, if it tells me go left, I'm going left. Even if there's a semi coming going 1,000 miles an hour to my right. Because it knows something I don't know. And I just wanted to tell everybody, be strong out there and stay away from these people. They don't have any empathy. Black hole for a soul. And continue to heal and take care of yourself. And please press that like button, that subscribe button, so I can get this information out to more people. So we can get people educated. And of course I've got my revenge video, but I just want to get people educated so they don't have to go through what I went through. Follow your intuition, follow the red flags. Be strong.